but I'm saying, like, you can contribute to whoever you want, and the hope is that they're going to know that you want certain priorities.
He literally tweeted to the members of Congress.
The oldest profession on earth.
You don't have to touch me.
Is not.
He literally tweeted to these members, "Thank you for doing this." I don't want you to touch me. That's my personal space.
I won't ever do it again.
Thank you. But he literally.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We got to check these clips out, and I got to give you a warning. This lady right here, Angela Rye, pretty insufferable. I just got to give you that warning, but Kevin O'Leary is going to handle business. Let's check it out. Let's discuss it. Like, share, subscribe. Let go.
I don't condone violence, but I wish people would take a look in the mirror and see what's actually happening. This is not an America First company. It's a South African First company. That's what Tesla is. But this is the same party that talks about America First and make America great again, but they're giving someone unfettered access who is an immigrant. And if you leave it to this party to talk about, there's no space for immigrants.
Okay.
No. Some of us are here by force.
Some of us are lesser immigrants?
No, you're right. That's exactly what y'all think. That's exactly what y'all think.
He's a lesser immigrant?
No. What I'm saying is...
He's tainted because he's from South Africa and he's really brilliant?
Oh, you know what is so funny about that? Y'all are also the party of the birtherism movement.
Wow, he's a tainted immigrant.
No. That's what you all would have liked to say about Barack Obama.
Where do I fit? I'm Irish Lebanese. Am I like second class or where am I?
You tell me, ask your party.
Wow.
I mean, these people are flat out ridiculous, man. For this lady to get on here and say that Tesla is a South African First Nation. Now, what we do know about Democrats, we know that Ilhan Omar, she's putting her country over America. We also know there's a lady up in Maine who said the same thing. We also know that when a lot of these Muslims find themselves in office, they're putting, their religion and their people over the needs of the broader, grasp of American people. But this lady has the nerve to say that Tesla is putting South Africa first. First off, and I'm not going to talk too long, but Tesla's presence in South Africa is extremely limited, and really and truly, it's only limited to energy products, such as the Powerwall home battery system, because if you know anything about what's going on in Africa, they do not have electricity that just stays on like we have here, because we are so blessed to be in this country. And the fact that this lady says that, some of us were forced here, like, can we stop that, man? Nobody's forcing Angela Rye to stay here in the United States. If you want to leave and forsake your American passport, you can leave, ma'am. I don't know where you're going to go, but you can leave. No one's forcing you to stay here. They got to stop with this narrative, man. They really do. They got to stop this, man. Seriously. But check out this next clip. Kevin O'Leary putting the smackdown on these people in reference to Tim Walz in his foolish statement when it comes to his glee over how well or not so well the Tesla stock is doing.
I think, go back to point one. When you set a car on fire, you should go to jail. You're a criminal.
Any car,
I don't think we have to talk about it in any other context.
Yeah.
And all those cars have cameras in them, and those dealerships have cameras. You're beyond being stupid when you do that. You're going to go to jail, and you now have a government that just got their mandate. They can't wait to find idiots that do this. You're going to spend 5 to 20 years in prison. If they get them on terrorism, which I think is a stretch, they will have no parole, no shortened sentence. They'll rot in hell in prison for 20 years. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's okay. Breaking in, shooting a car, setting on fire, nothing to do with the politics, nothing to do with Tesla. You are a criminal, and you should go to jail.
What about the broader question about the protest factor? I mean, you heard Tim Walz.
What protest? You're a criminal.
I'm talking about Tim Walz and his comments about the Tesla stock. He says it gives him a boost to see that stock going down.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state. It's beyond stupid what he did. He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in his state. I mean, that's their investment fund. Point, what a bozo.
Yeah, he's a complete bozo. Complete bozo.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and And if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
Tim Walz is a clown. He's a clown. You're looking at the Tesla stock go down and it's boosting your mood when the Minnesota pension fund owns, what does it say? 1.615 million shares of Tesla stock. It has a book value of or market value of $677,317 in market value. And this dude is gleeful, happy to see that the stock's not doing well when a large portion of the pension fund is tied into daggone Tesla. Just based off of this doc right here, if I'm not mistaken, they own more stocks, more shares of Tesla than any other organization out there. The market value, at least as per this list, it's the highest. This dude's a moron, man. He's a moron. Oh my goodness.
I'm not talking about the violence. We've already established that. What's the difference between that and Tim Walz saying, I get a kick out of it?
First of all, Tim Walz is a complete moron to me. I have to be very honest, and I'm not surprised why the American people did not choose him. Nothing against the vice president. With that said, Elon Musk employs 80+ thousand Americans. Most of them are working class people. The implications of the stock, let's say this were to continue.
Look at the silly smirk on this lady's face. That's what I'm saying. These Democrats, they don't care about the American people. Look at the silly smirk on this lady's face. Tesla employs currently over 100,000 people in this country. Not to mention, just like Minnesota's pension, I'm sure there is a plethora of other states out there who owns Tesla stock as well as a part of their pension fund. These people are basically cutting off their daggone nose to spite their face.
Continue on for another year, so I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. Will the company at some point have to decrease its workplace? Most of those people, I would imagine, probably vote for Democrats, at least some of them. So now you're impacting people who likely share your worldview because you disagree with Elon Musk. Don't buy the car. Just like those guys are saying, let's protest Anheuser-Busch, et cetera. We're just not going to buy their beer. I'm okay with that. But destroying public property, there is no place for that. I agree with Kevin. Lock them up and set an example that this is not what we're going to tolerate in this country.
Obviously, the violence is completely unacceptable. And these people will go to jail. I mean, you can't burn a dealership and not get caught eventually and go to jail. But it is, again, the broader question here about has it crossed the line when people are sort of rooting for the failure of a company?
Well, first, let me say,
First off, it's definitely crossed the line. But for whatever reason, these people are trying to save these people's feelings. They're trying their best not to call it what it is, which is a form of domestic terrorism. Simple as that.
Well, yesterday, I think I was one of the only Democratic elected officials to unambiguously condemn the violence and destruction against Tesla. I don't think you have to be tough on crime to do that. As you know, my grandfather is part of Gandhi's Satyagraha movement, independence movement. He said sabotage is a form of violence. I mean, this is not the best form of protest, and it's not the tradition. The second point is, I'm not going to root against Tesla. There are 20,000 people who work in my district who make a living off this. They're building electric vehicles that ultimately...
Look at this lady's face. Every time they talk about American workers, they pin to her. And you can see her face. She doesn't care. In her mind, she's saying, I don't care about them workers. I don't care about them. They are of little concern to me. And to be honest with you, that's how most Democrats feel. This guy's only concerned because those people work in his district, because he is if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's a representative out of California. But these Democrats, man, they don't care about the American people. They don't care about working folks. They don't care about middle-class folks. They could care less.
Are good for the climate. I have huge, huge problems with what Elon Musk is doing. have the protest and the conversation and criticism of Musk. Don't take it out on a company where you have workers, where you have engineers, where you have scientists, which are creating wealth for the country, which is helping the climate. And I think Democrats have to be able to offer common sense perspectives, focus on what the problem is with Musk. Don't focus on the wealth of a company.
On the other side,
Democrats don't have the ability to offer common sense focus. They're radical, they're irrational, they're extremely emotional. And when those three things that I just mentioned are involved, it's hard for you to be logical. It's hard to be a logical thinker. It's just difficult. And to be honest with you, most Democrats don't even take the time to read anything. So they just listen to the lies of these people and they take that as the truth and they run with it.
Side of things, here is what the Commerce Secretary, the actual Commerce Secretary, is saying on TV just tonight about a publicly traded stock. Listen.
I think if you want to learn something on this show tonight, buy Tesla. It's unbelievable that this guy's stock is this cheap. It'll never be this cheap again. When people understand the things he's building, the robots he's building, the technology he's building, people are going to be dreaming of today and Jesse Waters and thinking, gosh, I should have bought Elon Musk's stock.
I mean, isn't it a conservative principle that the government shouldn't be picking winners and losers?
Why don't we ask ourselves about the market? It's down 8 to 20% depending on the sector you look at. Tech is down. Tesla's down. We're having a market correction. It happens every 18 to 20 months. And EVs are under pressure because of lots of competition, including from China.
Yeah.
And so there's a reason. It's not just the fact that it's a political issue around Doge.
Well, then
that
why
the
is
stock
Lutnick
down.
saying? Why is he saying that if it's not about politics? He seems to think that it is, because he's saying, "Oh, I'm going to use my platform as the Commerce Secretary to tell people how to buy and sell stocks."
Well, Howard's actually a private sector guy. He's well known.
I get that. He's got a government job now.
You know,
right?
there's merit to maybe having somebody that worked on Wall Street for that long in that position. But at the end of the day, when people say, oh, Tesla's down because it's a political problem, I think it's a market issue. And if it has great performance and they deliver cars and they make money, the stock will go back up like every tech stock. What about Boeing? That's even a bigger piece of crap.
Let me ask you, Kevin.
Oh man, Kevin O'Leary, man, he's a boss, man. That dude's a boss, man. I've always liked that guy, even when he was on Shark Tank. He was one of my favorites, you know, on there because he's just always kept it a buck. He's about making money, and he's about, you know, for the most part, doing the right thing. And a lot of times, you know, when you hear him on these panels, you know, he is one of the most sane people on these panels. So shout out to him, man. You got some deranged people like Angela Rye, you know, and others, you know, out there that they don't really care about what's best for the country. They care about, you know, power and pushing a race-baited agenda that doesn't do anybody good. Even the people that they so-called, you know, think that they're helping, it doesn't do anybody any good, you know, to continue to have these conversations. The focus at this point right now in the United States of America for all Americans should be to go out and obtain the proper education that is in demand, or the proper trade and skill sets that are in demand. So you can go out there and provide a quality service that is in demand and become a productive citizen in this country. Sky's the limits, man. There's a multitude of opportunities out there. To continue talking about, you know, people were forced here and, you know, all this other type of malarkey. I mean, at this point, man, it's a moot point. It doesn't mean much. You look at the United States of America at this point now, if I'm not mistaken, I think now it is majority minority when you look at the country right now. And that number is going to continue to go in that direction upwards. And the playing field is as level as it's ever been. Right now, it's about obtaining the proper skill sets or starting the proper businesses, creating the proper products, or offering the proper services that are in need and in demand today. Simple as that. And if you can do that, you're going to thrive. If you can't, you're going to sit back on the sideline and cry or continue to look for handouts. Simple as that. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on, click that all so you never miss an upload. I appreciate the support, man. If you'd like to go the extra mile, consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Appreciate the support, the love. I definitely do. I don't take it for granted. I'm humbled, by the support that you guys provide to me. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp,